What was that? Bug or something. Close to 8. Island Terror checking in. Hello. It's going to be pretty mellow live. So if anybody wants to stick around for a little bit, I can't even pronounce that. What's up? Ash, holla. Mr. Craig, how's it going? Billy Bob checking in. My good buddy Doug checking in. Mr. Ken, Cowboy Swami. All right, people are checking in. I heard Cowboy Swami had some issue over on the live stream that Mark was doing. I don't know. I kind of checked in late on that one, but I wasn't really sure what was going on. Maybe you can fill me in. Chicagoland checking in. Sweden. Yes, I have many boxes. I already cut them open. I just didn't open them all the way. I just didn't want to. Mark from Long Island Watch, question mark. Don't know what that means. No watches yet. I can throw a couple watches out here if you want. Not really an unboxing, but something I worked on. I did my good buddy Jack. You guys have probably, the regulars on the show probably have heard me mention Jack. We go back a ways. He had this, the SKX 007, and he scratched the heck out of the hard lax and the bezel insert. Hey Nick, checking in. So I said, Jack, send me the watch. I mean, granted, Jack and I are buds, okay? So don't just send me your watch thinking I'm gonna do something for it. Hey Floridian. So Jack sent his watch in. I swapped out the crystal. Now this is a factory SKX case. Still housing the 7S movement in it. Yeah, Eddie, I did see Mark just put up those Mako USAs for 199. That's a killer price. Hi, Michael, Falling Titan checking in, Mr. Troy, John. So that's where we're at on this guy here. So we can talk more about it if you want. But Namoki's Sapphire Crystal, Namoki's loomed kind of bezel insert. I forget what it is, but ceramic. The rest of it's all stock, other than I did put the Crystal Times CT228 black filled S oversized crown in there. I think it just kind of looks like a little bit of a classed up SKX 007. So I tried to put a full wind on it. Jack was curious about how well the 7S was running. So I did, I think it's almost a full wind, and I just checked it on the time grapher, and it's a solid plus or minus 5 seconds. So I don't think there's any need to mess with it any further or do any movement swap or anything like that. I think it's done. I think Jack can, I'm going to send it back to him. He's got a birthday coming up. So I'm going to get this back to him. I'll probably ship it out tonight still. That way it goes in the mail tomorrow. So he can get this thing on wrist by this weekend. So hello from Alberta, Canada. Mr. Brad, hello. That was Colton in Alberta. AA, do you prefer ceramic or sapphire coated bezel inserts? I like them both. I like them both. Yeah, that color works really good with this. This is a blue shark, high quality, and Jack is a NATO fan, to say the least. Like, he's tried many of them. Seiko, your YouTube name is Giveaway. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm not. I'm right now. I'm not giving anything away. I mean, I give things away like as packages show up. Sometimes I get some regular buyers, and occasionally I'll recognize them, and I'll just throw a NATO in there or something like that. I have stuff laying around. It's hard for me to do giveaways. I will be doing more soon. I don't want to do them on every 5,000 interval or something like that. I need to do them you know, when they're a little bit bigger. Like, so maybe I'll do something at 30,000. I don't know how big this channel is going to get. I really don't. So, hello, Andrew. Dustin, what's on the wrist? Good question, Mr. Dustin. I wore the Scurfa. I believe this is the diver. Yeah, so it says right on the dial. This is the diver 1. So I'm trying to spend a little time with this. I actually did purchase this. I have the bracelet. I need to size the bracelet. Maybe we'll do the bracelet sizing on the live stream. I don't know if I feel like doing the bracelet around the camera, but I do have to say with this Scurfa, this is probably probably one of the best bezels. Like the grip, the look of it, and the feel that you can get for, I mean, much higher priced watches. And this thing I think is under 300. I can't remember. I'll have to do the full video on it, but yeah, excellent bezel action. I'm super happy with the bezel action. So we can pop that off first and throw it right there. I'm not there's so many watches that we're gonna get through that this is gonna be all full and it's gonna be all cluttered. And I'm not gonna be able to fit everything. So let's see. Oh yeah, K9, you got that Murph. That's awesome. That is a really nice watch. I've thought a few times about picking one of those. You guys, you don't realize how hard it is for me to get all these watches in, and then for me to like resist buying them. Um, Tom the Fish asked, "What is my thoughts on PVD gold?" You mean like on the SRPC 44? I think it holds up really good. Certain brands, depending on their process, is going to hold up at different levels. But everybody that has one of these and has worn them plenty, it seems like they're holding up just fine. This is one of the watches, by the way, that has recently come in. It is the alignment on it's perfect. It looks brand new, and everything is just super clean on it. Cowboy Swami, does G-Shock bull bars have the potential to ruin the case? I am not sure. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the bull bars, to be honest with you. Yes. Wow, I can't keep up, guys. I am trying to keep up. There was mention of a pro track that maybe I've checked out. I was deep into pro treks a few weeks ago. I haven't really been looking at them recently. So, Gilbert, greetings. So this Friday. Now on my screen, it only says there's 7 people watching. I have a hard time believing that's accurate. I wonder if this is kind of not right. So 8 maybe. Hello, Patrick. There's 80. Yeah, it says 8. I'm thinking my the data on my screen is incorrect. So it'll fluctuate. We'll see. Maybe we'll get 100. Doesn't really matter. So Michael, he's a G-Shock guru. So he just checked in on the bull bars. The bull bars, yeah, if you guys are checking in, the bull bars will definitely leave marks on the case. So, but if you like the way the bull bars look, then rock them out, man. Don't worry about what they're going to do to the case. You're going to, I mean, it's a G-Shock. Just wear it. All right, since we're talking about G-Shock, I think I showed this before. Floridian live with Bruce. Now Bruce doesn't, I don't want to say he doesn't like to do lives. I don't think he's a big fan of live, but while I'm out there, whoa, Craig, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. That's super helpful. No, I brought the Scrabble letters back. I bring them back. They're hit and miss depending how busy I am. They've been on the last couple of videos, I think. So I will most likely subject Bruce to a live show. So this weekend I get into the Salt Lake City area around noon their time. So whatever that is. So yeah, I'm looking forward to going west because I get time back. So here's the most recent G-Shock that I've purchased, and I'm still not 100% sure if I'm going to keep it. I might keep it just because I'm too lazy to return it, I guess. I don't know. And it is pretty cool. I mean, it's the red dial is pretty difficult to read, but it's definitely cool. I think off camber you can read it fine. But I mean, from that distance right there, you guys probably cannot read it. Yes, so this Friday I am flying out. For any of you that don't know, I will be leaving my area, northern Michigan, and I will be flying to Salt Lake City, where Bruce resides, out in that area. So I'll be there Friday for the whole day, and then Saturday or Friday night, and then Saturday him and I will pretty much hang out, and then Sunday morning I head back. So just a quick turn and burn, nothing. I mean, I don't know. Most of us are probably so high wound that you can only take someone like us for a day and a half anyway. So, all right. Should we start piling up watches on the desk here? Grand Rapids is not that far, man. It's like probably 2.5 hours away from me. But I work during the day, so here's one of those Aloha GMT 40s. If you guys have not checked those out, that's a new microbrand that's going to be up and coming. Spencer is the owner, creator. He sent me 2. I'll probably do the videos on these this week. Here's the blue version. So I have the black one and the blue one, so I'll be doing a video on those soon. Metal polish. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I missed some of the conversation when I'm turning around to grab things. Another watch that was just sent in, and I have to say I'm super excited to actually do the video on this, and I know I've already done one on this watch, but when you're out watch spotting and like just say you're wherever, just in not an environment that you would expect to see like certain watches, these right here you definitely see on the wrist of many men out in the wild because it's just such an accessible watch and so good looking and so just it works, with the eco drive and has a sapphire crystal, and they're pretty affordable, so and just really good looking watch. So I think there's a ton of these out in the wild for sure. So, and I can understand why. It's a great watch. Hello, Tennessee Mike, checking in. All right. I have too many watches, guys. I don't know if I'm gonna. Yeah, I don't know if that's classified as a Nighthawk. Kind of, I guess. All right. Guess I'll start with this one. You guys know who Aaron Dunlop is, right? Yes, the Oris pointer date came in. I want one of those. Those are really cool. What do you want to talk about on the... Oh, I just did that video on the Borealis. So yeah, Aaron sent over... well, he viewed it first. I'm trying to drink mostly water, but I do have a little bit of Crown Royal going on too. It's my first experience with Crown Royal. I imported it all the way from Chicago, actually. All right, so this is a Swiss watch company new release. You've probably already seen it on Aaron's channel if you sub to him, but it's the diver style. I've had this watch actually, or the dive one on the channel before. Yeah, it's a Blue Angel Nighthawk. I don't know if that's classified as a Nighthawk actually, but so they came out with a chronograph version. So pretty beastly watch. It's a little bit thick because it's going to have the Valjoux movement in it. So I'll be doing a video on that pretty soon. Sierra Course recovery in Canada. Yeah, this is my first experience with the Crown Royal. It's pretty good. I mean, for something that you can get like all the time. Ango, is that how you say your name? What is my favorite Seiko I own? It's my Orange Monster. I really actually don't even have very many Seikos, to be honest with you. Probably less than you think. I don't know how many, but it's probably less than you think. But yeah, it's my Orange Monster. It's my keeper watch. It's my one and only keeper watch, actually. I missed a few of those comments, guys. Sorry. Let's see. What movement is in the Alohas? It is in top grade ETA 2893. Yeah. Eric's wearing his modded SKX. That's the one where I did the Blue Lagoon dial in it. That thing turned out really good. There's so many people that are after that Blue Lagoon dial. It's like crazy. Let's see. I got a bunch of stuff on this one. Who sent this one? The kid on Christmas, and I always forget to look at the card, right? Angelo in New Jersey. Yeah, hopefully I'll do that. State of the collection. I don't know how I'm going to do that, because I might have a couple watches out on loan. AA, I sold that. The Oyster Perpetual, I sold it. I have no regrets purchasing it, and I have no regrets selling it. Oh, whoa, this is crazy. Oh, check it out. It's waking up. Because I brought it out from the darkness, so it's actually waking up. It's doing a little hand sweep for us. So I forget what this model is. Yeah, those blue dial, some of those blue dial Seikos will really draw your attention. It's kind of a big watch. I forget what model this is. That must turn. Yeah, it does. That's pretty. It's lighter than you would think too. You're not missing anything on those Sunday sales. Just a bunch of watches. Yeah, those Sunday sales, that stuff sells so fast. It's crazy, right? And I went heavy on that last one. Holy cow. What, 15, 16, 15 or 16 watches? That was nuts. And I think I just shipped one of the last ones. I think there's only one left, that big glycine, which I need to do. Actually, I have somebody interested in that too. So that'll probably go here soon. I think. I don't know how to do this. Kendall's checking out. The 5600 with the red dial is actually a GWB 5600. This is like, it just came out a few days ago. It's a Bluetooth, tough solar, it has all that stuff. So it's a pretty legit watch. It would look awesome on a combi. I don't have any spare combis laying around, so. All right. Let me look at the comments here for a second before I grab another. Yeah, the red is pretty cool. It's a little tricky to read though. It's not super practical, I'll tell you that. It makes the negative displays seem really easy to read, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, this thing on a combi would be dope. We'll catch you on the next one, Kendall. I try to do these lives every Monday. So there it is on wrist. Man, the standard 5600s are like super comfortable on wrist. Yeah, you know what? You can read it. It's not that big of a deal. Let's see. Somebody asked, I think AA asked about if I'm looking for. Oh man, there's too many questions, guys. Let me address AA's question. I think he asked if I am considering another higher end watch or bigger purchase. I always flirt with it. Many of us flirt with it, and I don't see it. I think I found my happy place, and I think it's in the affordable watches. Definitely in the maybe the 500 and lower. But I'm not opposed to stretching maybe to like say 1500. But yeah, guys checking in. I see a guy checked in. Guy's been dropping some great vids too. Hey Jack, I was just showing your watch. It's right here. All right, so Celine Driver's check it in too. I'm gonna let me grab his watch. Is that this one? Yeah. So Celine Driver's channel, he sent in a watch for us to check out too. Now it's a watch I've had on the particular model I've had on the channel before, but it's actually really, I think a lot of you guys are gonna like this. And it's not in any danger either, so. Hey, Dane, I'm not a huge fan of the packing peanuts, but we'll let it slide. All right, so here is what Celine Driver sent in. If I can get it off this cushion. There you go. This is a very good looking turtle. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I would love to tear it up and put it in an SKX case, but I'm not going to. We're gonna leave this one alone because it's good looking the way it is. I have not checked out the Yema. No, I don't like packing peanuts. Don't send me packing peanuts. That's the SRPC 95. Yeah. It's not a Zelos. Zelos. No, it's not a Zelos. Oh, right. That's why he's probably getting rid of it. Duh. Celine Driver's going Zelos only. He's like the biggest Zelos fan out there. Yes, the straps did show up. I've actually already started kind of giving away a few, but I have them, so. Let's see. Yeah, so Mr. X, you know, it's everybody's got their spot they like to operate in. So, and I don't want to say mine's a price point. I think it's just I like to. I don't know what my bid is, but I don't like the watches necessarily that everybody else likes. So if somebody starts to gravitate towards a watch, I kind of basically don't like it as much. It's pretty messed up, I know, but let's check out what Mimo sent us. A ton of people have been asking about this one. This is the SRPD 85, or better known as the 5KX, or whatever we're going to call it. They really dumbed down their box. I have not opened this yet. This is my first look at it. My good buddy Mimo sent this in. So this is my first impression, guys, of the 5KX. And there's a million different colorways. Bezel action feels standard Seiko. The finishing on this is pretty awesome. It's not quite gun. I don't know what it is. It's like a brown polished. It's bizarre. But it's, well, you got the wine. It's just weird not having, well, is the chapter aligned? Yes, the chapter looks like it's aligned. And I don't know, it looks pretty aligned. I mean, it's weird not seeing a pip there, and it's weird seeing like a brown, like Flintstone looking dial on this. And that green hand this is an interesting colorway, we'll say that. I'm still slightly reserved on these. I don't know. It feels weird not. It feels weird just winding right there instead of having the screw down crown. But honestly, sometimes screwing down the crown on an SKX is kind of a pain in the butt. Having the oversized crown like I just put on, this one, is so much easier to use. So if you have an SKX and you don't really want to mod it or anything like that, at least go over to Crystal Time and go get one of the CT228 crowns. They got a bunch of different versions. So like if you have the 007, you could go with this, or you could go with the loomed, you could go red, you could do whatever you want. But it makes it so much easier to use, and it's a triple gasket, so it's going to seal up really nice. That's definitely it. That's an easy upgrade. There's tons of videos out there how to pop the case back off. Take your tool, you can pop the crown right out, and you can slam the new one in. It's not a big deal. WAP asked, WAP, is that how you say your name? You asked if I would buy the newer Marine Master 300. No, I'm not a big fan of the Marine Master 300. I would buy one of the, our, what we call the Marine Master 200s. I would go after one of those for two reasons. One, they're more affordable, and two, they're not as big and bulky. Like, so Gilbert, I know you've asked probably a couple times. You're asking about the Mudmaster. You talking about the brand new one? Didn't they just drop a new one? I haven't really looked at it too much. I don't know a ton yet. The Scurfa is nice. I wore it today. I'm not sure the strap is actually pretty thin, and which makes it fairly comfortable. But I'm gonna size up the bracelet and get the bracelet on it, because I did buy a bracelet for it too. I'm hoping to try it on the bracelet, but the case size and shape and the bezel action and the colors and everything is it's really good. It's a pretty, if we pull it up here real quick, it's a pretty good value proposition, because I don't remember what I paid, because it's in like euros or pounds or something. And yeah, it has the Ronda 715. When I do the video on it, I'm going to pull the case back off, and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. It actually is a jeweled quartz movement. It has a really nice screw down crown, automatic helium escape. I believe they're claiming it's rated for 500 meters. I don't know if I believe that with that thin of a watch, but whatever. But the bezel action is killer. Like, if you're cool with a quartz watch, and they do have automatics too. The automatic I think is a bigger watch, but I like the 40. If you're fine with a quartz watch, buy the Scurfa. That's the quick short of it. Spoiler alert, I guess. Like, it's a good value watch. I like it. All right, let's move a couple of these out of the way. I'm gonna leave Jack's out there. We'll move my orange monster out of the way. Yeah, you guys know I'm more than fine with quartz watches. That's almost exclusively what I wear now are quartz watches. All right, let me grab a couple more watches. Let me see, what do we have? Down here. Oh wow, I just sold a couple of these and another one comes in. It's like I can't get rid of them. Here's a SRP 637. Pop that big bad boy right there. What else did we get in? Whoa, almost dropped it. If I drop it, I break it, I buy it, right? So here is a dress style. We'll put this one over there because I don't really care for the dress ones too much. Yeah, those are pretty big watches, no doubt about it. What's in this box? There's something in this one? Oh, I already have that one out. Yellow dial square factory combo. That might have been a while ago. If you're talking about any watches that I've had in a really old video, I probably don't have it anymore. It's a good chance they're gone. Let me grab something else. Hold on a second. Homer sent me a big box, guys. So bear with me for a minute. Let's get into some Homer watches. Homer watches are usually good. You guys know that, right? So, all right, here is a, I don't know what this is called exactly, but it's a Helson dual crown diver compressor style watch, full kit, which I've already done a video on. So yeah, Homer Simpson, that's the same guy. That's who sends me all these watches. It's Homer Simpson. Yep, steady working at the nuke plant. It would be a fun job. Grew up on The Simpsons. What else we got here? Well, I thought there'd be a ton of watches. There's a Dreyfuss and Company. This is a huge. Oh my goodness. That is a really nice box. I'm gonna just try to get the watches out. Okay. No way, Homer. Seriously? You're gonna sell this? I got this guy back. I might have to pick that up for myself. This is a really cool case. I'll have to figure out a way to show you guys this case, but I'm not familiar with this brand, Dreyfuss and Company. You guys ever checked out that watch? I might be one of the few that actually really enjoy an integrated bracelet into the watch. What else is in here? I think I got one more here. This is not a regular first gen though. If Michael's still on, he'll know. So you have the S crown. Yeah. I figured if you were still here, you would know. So this is a full modded. It's got the 4R36 in it. It's going to be hand wind, hacking, all that good stuff. So get this bad boy fired up. You can see there it's hand wind, and then of course, like I said, it's got the signed crown, sapphire crystal, all that good stuff. It's actually very tastefully done first gen. Well, don't forget, Michael, sometimes it's one of those, what's that rule? Like if you set it free, then it comes back to you. Hey, was somebody just asking about this watch? This is that kind of yellowish colored factory combo watch that I bought a while ago, and then Homer ended up buying it off me. He just sent it back. So that's like the newer style combi one versus the old traditional combi style. Yeah, stacks and stacks. I think that might be Close Encounters watch. Craig asked, where did I get my bezel inserts? I get my bezel inserts from everybody. I was doing, I mean, I don't think it's any secret or anything like that, but Steve hit me up. I don't think it's any secret or anything that a lot of these mod companies, they get their parts from the same manufacturers. It's not like they're making the parts. They're just warehousing them and stuff like that. This is a really nice watch. I'm a huge fan of bracelets, so when a bracelet is integrated into the case and is done proper, it's almost like you can't do any better than that. For like guys that are bracelet guys, this is a special thing. And this one feels like instantly when you strap it on, like it feels harmonious. Harmonious? I don't know how to say the word. Whatever. You guys know what I mean. Yes, CFZ, you can send me a watch from Canada. I get watches from Canada all the time. Michael sends me watches. I send watches to Canada. I'm not a huge fan of shipping outside the USA, and I'm certainly not going to be doing it to, like, I'm not going to send anything to like India or I don't know. I missed what you asked there. Something about the bezel fit. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to keep up. I think I can click on, no. How do I click on Pakistan? Yeah. I'm not looking forward to shipping anything to Pakistan. Import tax. I'm going to do a video on that. Oh, man. So I was talking to somebody. Let's back up and talk about this import tax thing because I just found out through somebody else figuring it out. Um, and this guy encountered it with the Christopher Ward watches. So I think the number is $800. So if you're bringing in, say you're in the United States and you bring in a watch and you pay more than $800 for it, I think what they're doing is they're perfecting a method of catching more of the, yeah. So Craig just pointed out it. So I think the number is $800, and when they come in, yeah, I think Craig, you're the one I was talking to on email, right? So yeah, they're gonna nab us, and I think Craig had to pay. Would you end up paying for that? Um, it was like $70 or something like that he had to additionally pay for, but which you weren't counting on that in the beginning. So yeah, you're thinking paying this much and you're getting that good of a deal, and then when it shows up, now you have to jump through hoops. You have to go get it. You have to pay an additional fee and all that stuff. So um, I don't know. That's something that people need to be aware of, and I'm gonna hopefully with Craig's help, I'm going to actually probably put out a video so everybody can understand before you purchase outside of the United States and have it brought in that there could potentially be a little bit of a snag. And I don't want to just pick on, yeah, so Craig's, I mean, that's an additional $100. I mean, it's not a lot of money, but I mean, you could buy a G-Shock for $100, you just threw away a G-Shock, essentially. So, um, yeah, and you guys are used to paying those import things, but us Americans or the USA guys are kind of spoiled with um, not having to be paying all that. So, oh well, is what it is. I guess you just got to factor that into the price. So, yeah, see, Colton had to pay 114 to get it into Canada. Uh, see, that's where at this point, I think the only real solution for um, some of these places we need you like distributors in each region or country or whatever like that, so we don't have to get hit with that. So we need a big um and maybe it'll happen soon, but we need a large retailer in the United States, whoever it be. I don't want to pick names, but you guys know what I mean. Like you need a big shop in the United States that can maybe stock Christopher Wards. So then you would avoid that. And then when you buy a Christopher Ward from the um, authorized dealer in the United States, that's what you're going to be paying. So hopefully they'll work on setting that up. I can say I've personally never had to pay. I've never had to pay anything, but maybe they're stockpiling my charges and they're going to hit me up maybe at the first of the year and give me a huge bill. I don't know, but really anymore because you guys send in watches. I don't really buy a whole lot of watches. Man, this is really nice. I don't know what the price point is on this thing, but this is a really nice watch. Most of these watches are nice watches. Ben, you just asked me to check out Brew Watch. I've sent Brew Watch a few messages, and I've not heard anything back. I'm not. I I I have so much content already. Like there's watches I want to see, but I got to balance it all out. Do David? Do let's talk about butterfly clasp because like this one looks like it's a really nice one and it's done, you know, I mean, there's a ton of butterfly clasp out there, though. There's only a certain amount of manufacturers, so they're all using a similar one. Um, if the links are shorter, and that's hard to do with an H-link bracelet to get the sizing perfectly, because you're not going to have really short and long links necessarily, and there's definitely no micro adjust on this, and there's no spring retention or anything like that. So to get a butterfly clasp, this is part of my issue with a butterfly clasp is you don't have any of that fine adjustment. So basically you pull some links out and then you get what you get. So that's part of my issue with the butterfly clasp. On top of that, I get that it makes it look like a cleaner bracelet, but I don't really care. I think there's ways to do fold over clasp that are really nice and discreet. Omega has done it with plenty of Aquaterra and some other ones. And it looks, actually Rolex has done it where it's a fold over clasp and it looks completely clean. But even when you're doing it that way, you're not going to have those micro adjusts. I like the micro adjust. My wrist does not stay the same size. I'm guessing all of you guys have the same issue. Our wrists do not stay the same size. So you either have to wear Bruce loose and just, when it tightens up, it tightens up. And then when it's loose, which is fine. You could do that if you can size it that way. But yeah, it's the sodium intake. It can be just humidity and stuff too, or activity, your blood pressure and all that good stuff. So, um, lately I've been wearing mostly like straps and stuff. I haven't even been wearing bracelets. So, but I've been wearing a lot of G-Shock. So, or Protrax too. So, um, Undone watch. Yeah, they were supposed to call me again. Undone. Oh man, there is so much behind the scenes communication I try to do with different brands, guys, that it would blow your mind. And so many of them will be like undone exactly. They are like yeah, Tennessee Mike, I fly out on Friday. So undone, we did some email back and forth, and they said, "Yep, I gave them my phone number. They were going to call me. We even set up a day and a time, and no phone call." So, and I'm not surprised because they were going to send me a watch before. They had it all set up. I gave them the address. They were going to send it to me, and no watch. So, um, I'm not saying I'm going to burn that bridge, but if you say you're going to do something, do it. I don't know. Maybe they have turnover in their staffing or something, and they just drop the ball or sits on somebody's desk. So deal was undone. So yeah, I don't really care. I don't care if Undone calls me or sends me a watch or not. Like it doesn't. It makes no difference to me. Uh, David, you talking about the Blue Alpinist? Actually, I'm gonna go visit. So the guy that bought it lives in Salt Lake. Actually, he's bought quite a few Seiko off me recently. So I'm gonna probably swing by and visit him in Salt Lake on Friday or Saturday. I'm not sure what day. So yeah, he picked it up. He's starting to amass an amazing Seiko collection of primarily limited edition stuff. So I don't know if we can call him Mr. X. I don't. We'll call him Mr. K. Uh, yeah. Oh, so there's a new Alpinist coming out. I'm assuming all you guys know. There's new Alpinist coming out first of or sometime next year. So um, there'll be more coming. There's always more watches coming, guys. And I get it. Sometimes when I do my Sunday sale, there's a little bit of the fear of missing out, because these watches sell so quick. But guys, don't get caught up in that. So, if there's a watch you really want and that's the hunt and you want to get it, then get it. I'm not saying don't do that, but I'm saying uh, there's always more watches, well, I don't know how long I'm going to be doing these Sunday sale things, but I don't know how long, I don't even know how many I've done. So the Mr. X is here. So yeah, Mimi, you're 100% right. Just be patient. The watch will show up. But on the flip side, don't be so chill just to think that the watch is just literally going to up in your mailbox with you doing nothing. You still have to do something. So it's that balance, like where you're like, well, am I just reacting to the fear of missing out, or am I taking advantage of an opportunity? So only you can decide that. Did I show you guys the signed G-Shock? I know this guy signs. I don't even know how to pronounce his name, but I should probably know because he's the inventor of G-Shock. But he signs so much stuff, so it's special, but it's not necessarily rare or anything like that. But it's still pretty cool, for being a G-Shock Square fan like I am. It's cool to have one actually signed by him, because at some point he's not going to be signing them. I don't know if I have. I think that's it for the watch pile, guys. What do you want to do now? That dark rock. The monster in the front. Loom shot. Maybe towards the end when I sign off, I'll do loom shot. I don't know what you're asking about if you go with an aftermarket, are you asking on the ceramic loomed filled bezel inserts if the loom will wear out? I think is maybe what you're asking. Yes, with heavy wear and it being exposed to different things and climates and stuff like that, yeah, it's going to deteriorate. If you want to avoid that, then I would go with loomed ceramic bezel inserts, LCBI. Go look up their website, and they have the sapphire covered ones. Those will last much longer. So, and I've done a few of those. Those will last longer. And I have not reviewed the Islander yet. Oh, popping the bezel on and off. I don't know. I mean, that's what watchmakers do. They pop the bezel. I mean, that's kind of how you clean them up too, and like relube the gasket. And if you want to change depends on how old it is. It's considered kind of a service thing. I wouldn't do. I wouldn't necessarily like. It's not like certain things in life where you can just regular pop it off and clean it and put it back on. I wouldn't do that with your bezel on like a regular maintenance schedule, but when it starts acting up, yeah, you can pop it off, clean it up and relube it and all that stuff. It's not a big deal. Oh, guys. Who was that just asked that? They want me to hit them up if Bruce has any high-end watches for sale. At ALB, I don't even know how to say that. ALB. Would I consider buying an Apple Watch? I've owned an Apple Watch. I've bought many Apple Watches. My wife and son and daughter all wear Apple Watches. I was wearing an Apple Watch for a while. I don't have a problem with Apple Watches, and they're only getting better. They're pretty great watches. Tennessee Mike, the baby. Clink that. I'm not a big fan of the baby monster or whatever we're calling it. So here's the bracelet for the Scurfa. So I think the issue with Apple Watch, I think, is what I ran into is I was wearing it and having no problems with it, and then I didn't wear it for a long time, and then I was gonna wear it to go on a bike ride, so I wouldn't have to have my phone with me. And it wanted to do a bunch of updates and stuff, and it took forever. And basically, that's where I discovered its weakness, where the Apple Watch, basically, you need to wear it on a regular basis for it to be effective, I think. So I was not interested in doing that, so I got rid of it. I sold it to another watch buddy. He wore it for a little bit, and then he sold it. So it actually feels like a pretty nice bracelet. I'm gonna have to What did I do with it? It's over here. I need to get this bracelet on the watch. Helson over Zelos. I believe they're from different manufacturers, but pile of watches is inhibiting my ability to size this watch. So this is one thing I can say on the Scurfa is the strap they use is like super tight in there. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's like too tight in there. Almost like it needs to be a little bit narrower. I know I don't even go in water, guys, very much, but I got to be honest with you, I'm not a huge fan of if it's a diver watch or dive style. Oof, my spring bar just exited screen left. Did you guys see that? That was awesome. I don't even know where it went. Is this it? That is not it. I have no idea where that spring bar went. That spring bar took off. So I'm missing one spring bar. I'm sure it didn't leave this room, but that was fun. All right. So, oh, shower. Ooh, Dimitri. Good question, Dimitri. What is my favorite microbrand? What is my favorite microbrand? Wow. You know what? These spring bars are not that great. I'm gonna see if I can find something better. I'm friends with Carlos, the owner of Borealis. And I really like a lot of Borealis watches, but I don't know that I can classify them as my favorite microbrand. And I don't want to sound harsh, because I think if I'm going to go out on the limb and claim my favorite microbrand, it needs to be a pretty well-rounded one where it's I'm gonna try see if these are too loose. That might work. These are the spring bars from Terry at Toxic NATO. They feel like they're maybe a little too loose. These are like a little bit skinnier bars than these, but I think a Seiko fat bar might be too thick. For being, that's only, I thought that was a 20 mil. So I don't know about these spring bars that they used on the spring bars used on the Scurfa are a bit suspect. So, I mean, that spring bar looks like it's like a 22 mil spring bar. I think that's why I was having an issue with it. The bar itself is like, that's interesting. I don't know if I can get it in there or not. Yeah, I wouldn't classify. Man, I'll have to think about it and get back to you on that one. Look how long that spring bar is. Plus, it's bent on the one side. See if I can get it in there. This one might be tricky. No, that went in pretty good. I just need to find the other spring bar. I have no idea where it went. No, Zelos is definitely one of their own things. I've not checked out the Weiss, the Cameron Weiss watches. Sorry, guys, I wasn't looking at all your comments. I was trying to figure out that spring bar issue there. Oh, I don't know what did I do with my flashlight? There's a bunch of brands I haven't even checked out yet, too, you know. No, that spring bar is not gone. I shot over to the left. I know that. It's probably sitting in one of these watches. It maybe fell down onto the floor, but hey, I found it. There it is. It was hiding behind the monster. You gotta watch for shooting spring bars, guys. It's no joke. It's all fun and games till a spring bar gets stuck in your eyeball. There it goes. I used to think pin and collar bracelets were the worst too before I kind of mastered them. And then there's kind of like different systems of spring and collar or pin and collar, depending on how the bracelet is made. So I have the bracelet installed. Yeah, I lost a couple of monster collars. That's a nice bracelet. And it articulates right off the gate. So I'm telling you, man, these Scurfas, I forget what I paid extra for the bracelet, but it's a nice bracelet too. It's not cheap feeling at all. So I need to size that. And I think it's push pin too. So I don't know if it's just a split pin or if it's, I guess let's just find out. I don't know if it's a split pin or if it's a pin and collar. I guess we can find out. Yeah, Celine Driver sent that in email in that SRPC 95, I think. So we're going to take out 2 or 3 on this side. What did I say? 9.3. It's a 9.5. That was pretty close. Must not be enough. So those are not split pins. So this is pin and collar, guys. So, and see, there goes a little collar right there. So when dealing with collars, you definitely want some tweezers. I don't know where they're at. I like these tweezers. I took them from my wife a while ago. So now I have to figure out where the collar so the collar goes in here. I just sized another bracelet that was exactly like this. So the collar goes in there. This goes in there. And then usually I take a hammer and pound it in, but I'll just push it in. So that should be seated. I like to center the pin too. Which can be a little bit of a back and forth. Yeah, that's pretty seated. Well, that would probably fit Bruce, but man, I don't know if I can take another link out of this side or not. It's a little loose. All I did was take 2 out of one side, so. Well, I've sized a lot of bracelets, guys. So I guess I'll take 1 out of this side. There's no micro adjust on this, but I do have this, but I'm not a huge fan of wearing them when they're extended like that. But I think I'm gonna have to pull 1 out of this side to even it out. If I told you, what are you sizing? The other thing I do too is I buy, I have 0 interest in Grand Seiko. I know that might shock some people, but I buy these little jeweler bags. So put the extra links, pins, and collars, and then label these, and then put them in your bracelet drawer. Otherwise, you will lose them. The watch name is after a city in Florida. I don't know. I don't think there's an Invicta city in Florida. Let's see here. Yeah, so I think for people that have cycled through so many watches and then you yep, there goes the collar. 1 collar. If you have so many watches that you've sized the bracelets and then you get in a big hurry because you just want to wear the watch, right? And then later on, you maybe go to sell the watch or something, and you make a mad scramble to try to find the extra links and all the other stuff. It's best just to kind of have that stuff sorted out right from the get-go. All right, so both collars fell out and everything, so I got to figure out which link the collar goes in. I believe it goes in this link here. So you slide that in, put these 2 together, kind of captures it. Take that pin, slide it in there. And then right here is normally where I would use like a brass hammer or a Teflon hammer, but you can slide it in there. Click, it's in place. So we're should be all sized up. Oh yeah, now we're good. That works. I can probably finish peeling off the rest of the. Hey, that's another pet peeve of mine. If you guys want to know, when people buy watches, see if I can find one. I'll show you how much of a pet peeve it is. Like this right here, leaving this on, that drives me nuts. Peel that crap off, guys. Because I've had watches that were really old and people wore them and they thought they were saving the watch for whatever. Maybe they were going to sell it or something like that, and they left it on there. That adhesive is a pain in the ass to get back off the watch. Peel that crap off. It is not going to hurt the resale value on it. Nobody cares if that blue sticker is on there. Peel it off. I'm not going to peel it off now. But, and I'm sorry I used you as an example, but somebody had to be the example. You're not the only one. You were definitely not the only one. There's, well, Homer left it on this. You know what I mean? Peel all that stuff off. it's borderline therapeutic to peel all that stuff off anyway, isn't it? I don't know if any of these other ones have anything on them. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. A lot of the stuff that come in, it seems like people just leave it on there. Yes, that is much better. The strap was fine. It's nice. It's genuine rubber. It's actually a little bit thinner, which actually makes it a little comfortable. Doesn't smell like vanilla, unfortunately, but they did a good job with the bracelet, and the end link fitment is really nice. Yeah. Well, I think that's the logic a lot of people have, is that they're like, well, I might sell it, or I just want to keep it like as clean and as factory as possible. So I'll just leave a sticker on, I'll keep all the other factory stuff and the like. What are you saving it for, guys? Wear it. Like, what'd you buy it for? Did you buy it to sell it? Just wear the darn thing. It really doesn't hurt the resale value that much. And you get more enjoyment out of it. What type of AR coating? I have no idea about what AR coatings are out there. And I know that's a whole other thing that hardly anybody ever talks about as far as different kinds of AR. So, yeah. All right, where are we at here? Sorry, guys, I'm trying to read the comments now. We're over an hour. I'm probably petering out by now. Took me a couple minutes to size that bracelet, but honestly, if I would not have put this bracelet on, I don't think I would have wore this watch tomorrow. But since I put the bracelet on, it's like a whole new watch again for me. I think I'm going to wear this watch tomorrow. Oh, speaking of wearing watches, I still have not decided. Oh, I'm in? Yes. I'm not a huge fan of the blue. I know everyone's like, oh, check out the blue. You can see the like, no, I shouldn't see anything. Anti-reflective means anti-reflective, right? And there's a couple of companies that 100% get that, and you don't see that. Like, their crystals look invisible. Omega does it really good. Breitling does it amazing. And I'm sure there's a few other. Even when I order crystals, like this crystal, when I order it, I order the crystals with the clear AR. You pay a little bit more for it probably, but like right there, you don't see any blue, right? I mean, that's studio light. You can't stop that from happening. But I don't want to see blue. So I'm a big fan of really good, clear looking crystals. So, and there's a few brands out there. Breitling does it amazing. And the only way to really do it, I think, is to get it on the top and the bottom. So, I mean, this is actually, somebody just asked for this again. This is actually a really good sapphire crystal. I don't know if there's AR on it, but it's a really nice sapphire crystal. It's flat, so it's going to reflect no matter what, but that's a nice watch. Man, yeah, the Scurfa's nice. I wish it had a little bit different clasp, but it's not so bulky as some of the other micros. It's the same style of clasp, but it's like a little bit smaller. So it's okay. It'll work. Yeah, Jeffrey, you know what I'm talking about. Omega does an amazing job, and that's because they put that anti-reflective coating on the top and the bottom, which, you can screw up the coating on the top if you scratch it or something like that. And then I think there's articles out there on how to like just completely remove the anti-reflective coating on the top of the crystal, and that looks really good too. But until it happens, I would just enjoy it because it looks amazing. So like on this one, this is an aftermarket one, but it's going to have that blue. It's going to have that blue tinge to it, which some people like. So I've had watches with the anti-reflective coating on the top, and I've not scratched them. I think Zinn does it, Breitling does it, Omega does it. I'm sure there's some other brands out there that do it too, and I have not scratched a single one yet. But I'm super easy on my watches, so despite sometimes what it looks like they're in a pile, but I don't really damage my watch as much. They do incur damage, but not very often. I have not checked out a Moser, but yeah, I know they're like super high end, so I'm sure they do some crazy stuff with the anti-reflective. I've done some state of so flipping. I've done some state of the collection videos in the past. I will do one soon. I try to like space them out far enough where I can really capture like that moment in time. So I will be doing that. I'm gonna take a couple of watches with me out to Bruce so he can video them. So maybe when he returns them, then I shouldn't have anything out on loan. So then I'll probably do it. So I don't, yeah. Somebody just asked if I lost a lot of money on the Oyster Perpetual. No, I did pretty good. I was pretty happy. I think I lost probably about, I don't remember the exact numbers. I'm not super good with remembering exact numbers, both purchasing and selling, but I think I lost around 600. I'm fine with that. I don't see myself going out and buying another one right away, but oh, man who walks. eBay is collecting sales tax up to 34 states now. I knew this was going to happen. Like it's going to happen. I talked to a bunch of microbrands at the show in Chicago. Like that's definitely going to happen soon. Um, yeah, and really, I buy a few watches. Oh, my buddy Doug just reminded me. Hey, if anybody's still watching, I don't know how many people are watching at 71 minutes. If anybody's looking at a 3-month-old Rolex Explorer bought from an AD, brand new, if you're looking for a killer deal on one, email me. I'll put my email in the description. I have a great line and a great deal on a brand new, essentially. It's 3 months old, not worn much, Rolex Explorer, the most current version. That's only 3 months old. So hit me up on that. Rolex Explorer is a no date, so it'd be the man. I'm so bad with the numbers. I forget the reference number on it, but it's 21 something, I guess. But yeah, Explorer 1 with the loomed. It doesn't have the white gold. It's the most current one, so it has the loomed Arabic numbers on there. It's not the full white gold one. So yeah, 214270. Uh, email me. It's below retail. It's below retail. And it's like I said, it's only 3 months old and it should be in perfect condition. I'll get you in touch with the owner. Yeah. Thanks for the reminder. I totally forgot about that. So I might get it in here, but I know the shipping adds up and stuff like that. And I don't know that I really want to deal with a more expensive watch. This is my wheelhouse, the affordables. So to throw in a $6,000 watch is a little abnormal, I guess. Below retail is unheard of. Heck, finding one is kind of unheard of. So insurance is high. Yeah, insurance, shipping on that stuff. And really, I've heard if there ever is a claim, it can be a pain in the butt to even collect on that claim. So yeah, I got a third one. I know I just moved two of them, and now I have a third one in here. So I keep toying with the idea of adding more Seikos to my collection too, just for references. Um, but I don't know. I can't inventory watches just to compare. Like I have the Seiko SKX, and I think that's enough to compare. So, oh, Falling Titan. I did not know that Namoki versus. I didn't know. I don't know how many different crystal manufacturers there are out there, and how different uh, their hue of blue, how you know pronounced it is. So I always choose the clear AR. When I personally build something, I always choose the clear AR. I never go with the blue. But that's just me. Dimitri, my favorite current Seiko watch. That is a good question because, quite frankly, Seiko isn't doing anything for me right now. But I do have to say that green Sumo I just had on from Mimo's, um, that was a really nice watch. Let's see, there's nothing in the turtle lineup I like. The new monsters are actually good. I'm waiting for, as soon as Seiko comes out with the new monster, but with the stainless bezel like this, I'm on board. I'll be ready for that. Um, Other than that, I don't know, man. Seiko's just not really doing anything for me. I guess I would have to probably say that newer Sumo. Or some of the SBDC 0, like 61, 63, some of those. I take that back. Yeah, I like the MM200 lines, and I do still like the patty, or the not patty, but the tuna lines, the quartz tuna. The not the solar tuna, but the um, yeah, Michael, look, it's calling you. That's that's that might have to go back to Canada. Um, yeah, the 7C46 movement quartz tuna is is an amazing watch. I mean, it's probably way up there as far as like iconic Seiko. Yeah, the MM200s are dope. I do have that. Actually, that's the only one left from that uh, from Sunday sale is that guy right there. Pretty dang affordable too. Is it perfect? No, but it's affordable. So, Creedor. I've only checked out a few Creedor, Mr. Gilbert, and they look pretty dang good. But I would like to check out more. Gold Square is sitting out. The Gold Square made its way into my regular everyday like keeper box. So Gold Square is always here. That's an awesome watch. That's keeper status, by the way. My most sentimental watch is easily going to be my Orange Monster, which is probably the watch I'm going to wear out to visit Bruce, because it's kind of like my memory watch. Like, is there's other watches I would love to go wear, but I have to take this watch. It's just every trip I go on, every vacation I go on with my family, and everything like that, I pretty much wear this watch. This is my go-to. All right. Well, I'm going to sign off, guys. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Keeper box. Well, I don't know if I can call it my keeper box. I mean, I can give you a glimpse of what's in there, but don't read too much into that. But I can say, yeah, I can honestly say everything that was in that box right there is safe. I have no intention of selling any of that. I have another watch box off to the right too. I think the MTG's over there. Yeah, so I think I have probably like 20 keepers. Uh, yeah, I'll do a state of the collection soon, guys. I will. Um, I'm off like the week of Thanksgiving. Maybe I'll do it then. And then we will do a Black Friday sale too. We'll do that. And wash one, will I buy the titanium square? Yes. I'm 100% going to buy the titanium camo square. That is a must. That is 100% going to happen. Am I going to keep it? I don't know. But I'm definitely going to buy it. All right, guys, I'm definitely signing off. Have a good night. Thanks for chiming in, everybody. Appreciate it. And I will see you tomorrow.